Ethan Brooks never expected much from life after the war. He had seen too many battles, lost too many friends, and wanted nothing more than peace. That was why he took a quiet job with the Earth Alliance, working as an engineer on distant planets. When the call came for a mission to the royal planet of Elysara, he almost said no. But the pay was good, and the planet was known to be safe, so he agreed. Elysara was not like other places he had seen. The buildings were tall and smooth like glass, with gold lines running through them. People wore clothes that looked like they belonged in a different time, but everything was high-tech underneath. The planet was ruled by a human queen, and her word was law. No one questioned her. No one dared. Ethan was not there for politics. He came to fix machines and upgrade systems in the outer cities. But one day everything changed. It was during a public celebration in the capital. He had come just to watch. The queen was making an appearance, standing on a high platform with her guards and her daughter, the princess. Princess Alira stood beside her mother. She was beautiful, but cold. Her face showed no emotion. Her eyes were sharp. People bowed when they saw her, but she barely looked at them. Ethan thought she looked like someone who lived in a cage, even if that cage was made of gold. Suddenly, something went wrong. A defense drone flying above the crowd began to spin. Sparks shot out from its side. The guards noticed too late. The drone dropped fast, heading toward the platform where the queen stood. People screamed. Guards raised their weapons, but froze. One wrong move could kill the queen. Ethan moved without thinking. His old training kicked in. He pushed through the crowd and jumped onto the stairs. The guards tried to stop him, but he shouted that he was an engineer. He knew drones. He had 10 seconds. He reached the control panel at the side of the platform. Wires hung loose, and the code was scrambled. His fingers flew. He bypassed the system and sent a shutdown command. The drone froze in midair, then dropped to the ground, silent. No explosion, just silence. The queen looked at him. So did the princess. For a moment, no one spoke. Then the guards grabbed him, pulled him back, and placed him on his knees. Guns pointed at him. But the queen raised her hand. "Let him rise," she said. Ethan stood, confused. The queen stepped down, her eyes cold but curious. "You saved us," she said. "I just did what anyone would do," Ethan replied. "No," said the queen, "most would run." You stepped forward. That evening Ethan was taken to the palace. He was cleaned, dressed, and brought before the queen again. This time, she sat on her throne. Alira stood beside her, watching him. "I do not give rewards for bravery," the queen said. "I give opportunity." Ethan waited. His heart was racing. "My daughter needs a partner," she continued. "One with courage, one not bound by fear." Ethan blinked. "You want me to work for her?" "No," said the queen. "I want you to marry her." The room fell silent. Ethan looked at Alira. She said nothing, her face unreadable. "This is not a request," said the queen. Ethan felt like the ground had dropped under his feet. He had come to fix machines. The queen of an entire world wanted him to marry her daughter. And the princess, the one with ice in her eyes, just kept staring at him like she already knew something he did not. Ethan did not sleep that night. He sat on the edge of a large, soft bed in a royal guest room, staring at the walls. Everything around him was made of glass, gold, and silver. The windows were tall, and the lights changed color without reason. He felt like he was in a dream, but the fear in his chest was real. Queen had not asked him to marry her daughter. She had told him. The next morning, 2 guards came to get him. They took him through wide halls, filled with silent servants and statues of past rulers. At the end of one long hall was a set of doors taller than any he had ever seen. One of the guards knocked once and the doors opened. Inside stood Princess Alira. She wore a long blue dress and held her head high. Her eyes met Ethan's, but she did not smile. She looked calm, cold, and in control. The guards left them alone. The room was quiet except for the sound of water falling from a tall fountain in the corner. "You do not look like a soldier," she said. "I was one." "Not anymore," Ethan said. "Then why did you run toward the drone instead of away from it?" Ethan shrugged. "Because people were going to die." Alira walked around him slowly, studying him like he was something strange. "You do not speak like a royal. You do not bow. Do you think you can speak freely in this place?" I don't know the rules, Ethan said, but I do know I don't want to be here. Alira stopped and looked at him. Then why stay? 'Cause your mother gave me no choice. Her face changed for just a moment. A shadow of something passed through her eyes. Maybe sadness, maybe anger. Then it was gone. She believes fear is weakness, Alira said. She sees your bravery and thinks it makes you strong. She does not understand that courage without choice is not real. I don't want to marry someone I just met, Ethan said. And I'm guessing you don't either. Alira turned away. She walked to the window and looked down at the city below. I was promised to someone once, a man from a noble house. He wanted power, not love. I refused him. My mother was angry for years, and she chooses you, a stranger from Earth. Ethan walked closer but stopped a few steps away. I'm not that man. I don't want a crown, just wanted peace. Then we are the same, Alira said. I want freedom. You want peace? Yet here we are, trapped by a queen's will. There was silence again, but it was different now. Not cold, just quiet. Do you hate me? Alira asked. No, Ethan said. I don't even know you. Alira turned to face him. For the first time, she smiled. It was small, but real. Then maybe we should start there, she said. Do it knowing? That afternoon, they were sent on a tour of the royal gardens. It was meant for public eyes. People watched from a distance as the two walked side by side. Alira kept her voice low. They want to see us happy, she said. Like dolls in a game. I don't play games, Ethan said. Good, she replied. Because this is not one. That night, Ethan returned to his room. He still felt trapped, but not alone. Something in Alira's words stayed with him. She was not just a princess. She was a prisoner too. And maybe, just maybe, they could help each other escape the chains wrapped around their lives. Something had started between them. Not love. Not yet. But something real. Something that could grow. The palace was beautiful, but Ethan felt no joy inside its walls. Every step he took was watched. Every word he said was heard by someone. He was never alone. Servants moved quietly. Guards stood at every door. It felt more like a golden prison than a royal home. Princess Alira met him again the next morning. This time she wore simple clothes. No jewels, no crown. She looked different, almost like a regular girl. She led him out of the palace through a hidden passage. The path took them through tunnels beneath the city. It was dark and cold. Ethan followed her without asking questions. Where are we going? He asked after some time. Somewhere no one can hear us, Alira said. They reached a small room lit by old lights. The air smelled like dust and stone. There were maps on the walls and a table in the center. Alira sat down and looked at him. I need to tell you something, she said. But if you speak of it, they will kill you. Ethan nodded. I'm listening. My mother did not choose you by chance, Alira said. She tested many men before you. All failed. Some ran, some begged. You did neither. I didn't know it was a test, Ethan said. That is why you passed, she replied. But she has more plans. She wants to see how far you will go to protect me. To obey her. I don't obey her, Ethan said. I only saved lives. I believe you, Alira said. But she does not believe in kindness. Only control. Ethan leaned forward. What do you want, Alira? Truly. I want to be free, she said. To live without fear. To love without duty. But I cannot escape alone. They left the room later and returned before the guards noticed they were gone. The palace was quiet, but something felt wrong. As night fell, alarms rang through the halls. A loud sound shook the windows. Ethan ran toward the noise. Alira followed him. Flames rose from the east tower. Smoke filled the air. Guards shouted. People screamed. Someone had attacked the palace. Stay close, Ethan said. He grabbed Alira's hand and pulled her through the chaos. Guards tried to stop him, but he showed no fear. They reached a side hall where the fire had not spread yet. We can't go back, Alira said. They will blame you. Then we leave, Ethan said. Now. They ran through the servants' path and reached the stable where transport bikes were kept. Ethan started one while Alira climbed behind him. The bike lifted into the air and flew into the night sky. The city below was quiet as they passed over it. Only the palace burned in the distance. Alira held on to him tightly. For the first time, she showed fear. "Where will we go?" she asked. "Somewhere safe," Ethan said. "Far from here." They flew until the sun began to rise. Ethan landed the bike near a rocky valley with hidden caves. They climbed inside and rested. Alira sat beside him, breathing hard. "You saved me again," she said. "I didn't do it for the queen," Ethan said. "I know," she replied. They sat in silence, the morning light shining through the cave entrance. The world had changed in one night. The palace was behind them. The future was unknown. But Ethan and Alira were no longer strangers. They had risked their lives for each other. And in that quiet moment, a new feeling grew between them. Not fear, not duty, something stronger, something real. Ethan stood at the edge of the cave, watching the sky turn red with the rising sun. He had not slept. His mind was full of questions. Who had attacked the palace? Was the queen still alive? Would they come after him and Alira? Behind him, Alira was still resting, her head against a smooth stone. She looked peaceful, but Ethan knew the peace would not last. They were being hunted. The queen would not stay silent. Her power reached every part of the planet. No one escaped her judgment. Alira woke up and walked over to him. She looked tired, but calm. "We cannot stay here long," she said. "I know," Ethan answered. They took the bike and rode through the hills, far from the cities. For 2 days, they moved from one village to another, changing clothes and hiding in small inns. People did not recognize them. Alira kept her face covered. Ethan stayed close to her side. In one village, they met an old man who once worked in the palace. He saw Alira's face for a moment and froze. "You should not be here," he said. "The queen has sent her army. She says her daughter was taken by force." "She is lying," Alira said. "I believe you," the man said. "But her words are law. You must run." At night, Ethan and Alira sat under the stars near a river. The water moved slowly. The air was cold. "Your mother told the world I kidnapped you," Ethan said. "She wants them to chase you," Alira said. "If they catch you, she can call it justice. But I will not let that happen." Ethan looked at her. "You are the queen's daughter. You do not need me to protect you. You are wrong," she said. "I need you more than anyone." Ethan felt something change in her voice. Not fear, not anger, just truth. The next morning, they received news from a traveler. The queen had been attacked, but she survived. She was angry and had sent soldiers to every corner of the planet. A reward had been offered for Ethan's capture. Alira's return was demanded. They had little time. They moved toward the mountains, where few people lived. There, deep in the wild lands, they found a small group of people who knew the truth. Some had escaped the queen's rule. Some had lost family to her punishments. They welcomed Alira and Ethan. In the safety of the mountain camp, Alira began to change. She no longer dressed like a princess. She wore simple clothes, worked with her hands, and listened to the stories of the people. She learned about pain, loss, and hope. She became more than a royal. She became human in their eyes. Ethan saw her grow stronger every day, and she saw something in him too. He was not just a soldier or an engineer. He had a heart that refused to give up. He stood by her, not because of duty, but because he cared. One night, Alira stood beside a fire, speaking to the people. "My mother rules with fear," she said, "but fear breaks. What we need is trust. What we need is love. I cannot take back the past, but I can shape the future." The people cheered. Ethan watched her, and for the first time, he saw not a princess, but a leader. Later, when they were alone, she took his hand. "You came into my life by chance," she said. "Its staying was your choice." He looked into her eyes, "and I will not leave." They stood together in the dark, two hearts that had once been strangers. Now bound by fire, by fight, and by something stronger than either had known before. The soldiers found the mountain camp at sunrise. Dust rose in the air as boots hit the ground. Men in black armor moved through the trees with rifles ready. The queen had finally found her daughter. She was not here to talk. She was here to bring her back by force. Ethan was already awake when the first warning came. A young boy ran into the camp shouting that the royal army was coming. People began to panic. Some tried to hide. Others ran toward the hills. Lyra stood still in the center of the camp, her eyes sharp and clear. "They are not here for the people," she said. "They are here for me." Ethan ran to her. "We need to move now." "No," Alira said. "If I run again, they will keep chasing us. I need to face her." He looked at her, heart racing. "You could die." "So could you," she said. He touched her hand. "Then we stand together." Alira stepped forward and called out to the people. "Do not fight for me. I will face her alone. This is my burden, not yours." But Ethan stood beside her. "She will not face you alone." They walked to the edge of the camp as the soldiers came through the trees. The leader raised his weapon, but then lowered it when he saw Alira. "You are to return at once," the man said. "The queen demands it." Alira raised her voice. "I am not a prisoner. I am her daughter, and I have chosen my own path. You will come with us now," the man said, "or we will take you." Behind Alira, more people stepped forward. One by one, they stood beside her. Old men, young women, farmers, builders, they had no weapons. Only courage. The soldier looked around, unsure. Suddenly, a royal ship landed behind the soldiers. The queen herself stepped out. Her face was cold and her eyes sharp. She walked toward her daughter with slow steps. "Enough," she said. "You shame your name and your blood." Alira stood tall. "No, I give it meaning." "You were born to lead," the queen said. "I am leading," Alira replied. "But not your way. I will not rule by fear." The queen looked at Ethan. You are the reason she has turned against me." Ethan stepped forward. "No, she made her choice. I only walked beside her." "You have no crown," the queen said. "I have her trust," he replied. The queen was silent. She looked at the people behind Alira. She saw their faces. There was no hate in their eyes, only hope. "You cannot rule with hope," the queen said. "Then I will not rule," Alira said. "I will guide." The queen turned away. For a moment, she looked tired. The fight in her eyes faded. "You are no longer my daughter," she said. Alira's voice was calm. "Then let me be something better." Without another word, the queen returned to her ship. The soldiers followed her. No orders were given to arrest anyone. The ship lifted into the sky and disappeared. The camp was quiet. Then slowly, cheers rose in the air. Ethan turned to Alira. "It's over," she smiled. "No, it's just the beginning." Months passed. A new council was formed, led by voices from every part of the land. Alira did not wear a crown. She wore simple clothes and worked among the people. Ethan stayed by her side. He helped build schools, homes, and a better life. One day, in front of a quiet lake, Alira turned to him. "I love you," she said, "not because I must, but because I want to." "I love you too," Ethan said. "Now and always." They kissed under the open sky, not as a princess and a soldier, but as two people who had found each other in a world that tried to keep them apart. Their love was not born from power, it was born from truth, and it was stronger than any crown.